some new faces. We have a new relative with us this morning. Is a long-term friend of mine, a very dear person, and Michelle Ross. We're honored that Creator sent you to us and to this circle this morning. And it's my good prayer that you'll find the energy of this circle and this family very helpful and healing for you. This is a good place to be, and to look around and realize that some of us have driven from a bit of a distance to get here, and after all, it is a holiday weekend. But to look around and see that we've come together as a family, we've come together as a community to share life's good times and life's bad times, life's joys and life's sorrow and life's seasons of change and all the goodness that comes with that. Tom had shared with me earlier this week an affirmation or a prayer, if you will, that I found myself repeating very often this week. And I may not have it verbatim, but I think that I've got it relatively close. And the prayer, the affirmation is, I am alive, I am alert, I am awake, and I am available to all of the abundance the universe and Creator has planned for me. And I added one word to it, already. And to think that we've done what we needed to do to get here this morning and to show up and to be available, and all of those things that we talk about as the keys to manifesting magic and miracles. It's just a wonderful blessing to see everybody here. And no one needs to be in a hurry to leave. Let's love on each other and get to know our new relatives. And you'll have to forgive me, I've lost your name already. Hallie. And Rowan. And they're friends with Amy, who's been with us once before. And we're honored to have you in the circle this morning as well. And Stephanie, good to have you back with us. And Stephanie has been with us for almost from the beginning, and recently had an opportunity to do a pretty remarkable and amazing job transfer up into Franklin, Tennessee. And looks like she's going to be there a while. And we miss you. And Sarah, it's good to see you with us today. Missed you. Well, as we enter into a moment of prayer, we invite anyone to share any concern or anything that may be on your heart that you would like for our people to cover you with a good prayer blanket today. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
Tuesday, please cover her in your heart. Never asking her how. I'm going through a major transition and pain for you.
Mm-hmm. Aho. Which among many, many meanings of the word aho, it means I agree with you. I stand with you. Anyone else? Mark?
Just having back surgery. That's the worst. He had back surgery before, but this is the worst one.
So we have a couple of things going on Tuesday. So Tuesday will be a strong prayer day. Jenny?
Just like to live on tomorrow. Trying to find, it's really, I think she's really struggling with where she belongs. And I very much wish that she could find a place here in Athens. Things like headed towards things unfold for her in a positive way. That's just what I wish you could stay here.
Of course.
Play the magic wand. And if it's not here, then she knows that
Oh. Yeah, she texted me this morning saying that she would not be here today. She's busy trying to work out this place to live and her housing situation.
she's not in time. Doesn't
John, do you think maybe we could try to put the sage out just a little bit? Thank you. Anyone else? Remember to continue to hold Victoria and Nick in our good prayers. So let's pray together. Grandfather, grandmother, the sacred Mother Earth, ancestors and elders, hear now the prayers of your people. For we have come here today to sit in this sacred circle and join our hearts, join our energy, to bring our gifts and our strengths to this fellowship, this family. Help us today as we sit together and pray together to find and to feel that true essence of Mitakyo Oyasa, my relatives. We're all related. Help us today as we sit in this circle, not just to hear that, but to know it in our heart. I thank you for each one in this circle today. And I pray for all of the concerns and all of the needs, the things that were spoken about and the things that remain close to the heart. And I pray that in these moments together, you help us find a quiet mind, and ears eager to hear, eyes anxious to see, and feet ready to walk. Walk this good medicine way. We call it the Good Red Road, and we follow the Creator's road. Show us and direct us with that today. And strengthen our step and give us courage to do the things that we must do. Aho. I was asked earlier this week by Maria, we were having a nice conversation. How do you come up with your long talks? How does that all come together? Well, sometimes and of late, they've come from my own personal experiences, things that are going on in my personal life at the time, and the things that I'm learning from this, that, or the other, and hopefully we can find a way that we can share in one another's stories and find an identity of sorts with that, and find some hope and encouragement and inspiration from other people's lives and other experiences that strengthen us to help us walk this medicine road. Some come from just a collection of notes that I've taken for years and occasionally revisit and then begin to see somewhat of a pattern here. And today's long talk is one of the latter. This has come from many years of notes and thoughts and ideas. If anyone ever wants to know the story of my life, just pick up my iPhone. And, you can look at all of the pictures. I take pictures of everything and everywhere I've been, and as long as I've had a phone that could take a picture. And my voice memos, I think there may be 500 or 600 in there right now. And, but anyway, change is coming. Do you sense it? Sun is setting much earlier now. There's a distinctive change, a transition in the air and in the ethers. Mornings are cooler, a whisper of fall in morning's breath. And evenings are front porch comfortable as daylight fades into the depth and the darkness of the night. Leaves are demonstrating already their seasonal change of texture and color. Maybe you've noticed. The shadows of the earth appear longer even now. And we are experiencing a season of transition and change. And while we have still a few days left before the fall equinox, that change is already, at least to me, notable and very much appreciated. And although we have a long way to go to be fully released from the grip of summer's late afternoon heat, the shift is a notable respite, a welcome change. Now, one of the many aspects and teachings of the medicine wheel is to help us focus on observation. In fact, I think that that's central to and in our medicine way walk. You see, long ago, our people did not have, nor did they live by clock and calendar. No, we lived simply by the process of observing what was going on and what was happening and what was changing in and around and within the ever-shifting cycle of the earth and the natural world and the whole universe that holds it in its precious and sacred hands. Life cycles, cycles of seasons, cycles of change, and cycles of transition, cycles of the medicine wheel and the medicine way. So if we think about it, what would be the tenets, if you will, that are relative to observation? And what can the medicine wheel and the medicine way teach us about this observing? No surprise, I offer you 7 facets. They are silence, listening, emptying, seeing, paying attention and open heart and mind in the sincere prayers of the people. All significant, all important, and all necessary pieces of what I might call the observation puzzle. We don't want to miss a moment. So let's think about silence. Admittedly, there's a whole lot of noise in the world in which we live today. It's everywhere. Even the simple act of pumping gas into your automobile often finds us invaded by the video monitors now on the pump with advertisements and other nonsense noise. Escaping the noise is difficult. It involves determination, persistence, practice, patience, and most of all, intention. Yet if we are to be people of the old ways, people of ancestral and prophetic wisdom, in connection with that still small voice of Creator, we must find and escape and retreat from that noise and do so often. It is in places and spaces and moments of silence that we find quietness of mind and spirit. Unfortunately, many are uncomfortable in the presence of silence, especially around other people or when we are alone. I have a friend who falls asleep with the TV on every night because not only is she uncomfortable with and in the silence, by her own admittance, she's actually afraid of it. And that's a sad thing. As in the silence, we are free from the distraction and the noise. We quiet the mind and center the soul. Only then are we free to observe. Observe anything, for that matter. For it is difficult, at best, to hear, which brings us then to the listening part. Silence is the ring bearer of and to our ability to listen. As regards observation, it is not enough to merely find space and time for silence to be efficacious. We must learn the discipline of listening. For even in the silence, it is often hard to quiet the mind and quiet the excessive monkey mind talk that is constantly running and ringing in and through our ears. Like silence, listening also requires patience and persistence and intention. It takes effort to silence the mind to the point that our ears are open to listen. Listen to the wind. Listen to the four-leggeds. Listen to the winged ones. Listen for the people of the water to splash from the depths of the surface. Listen for the voice of Creator rising from the wilderness, which brings us wisdom and truth. Listen for and to the songs and the stories of the ancestors as have been spoken and sung for generations and passed on and down to us today in this seventh generation. To aid and guide, direct our steps, and teach us how to live in a sacred manner. Ohiyesa, a Sioux physician whose American name was Charles Eastman, wrote about the virtue of silence. He said, "The wise man believes profoundly in silence, the sound of a perfect equilibrium. Silence is the absolute poise or balance of mind, body, and spirit. The man who preserves his selfhood, ever calm and unshaken by the storms of existence, not a leaf, as it were, not a ripple upon the surface of the shining pool. His, in the mind of the uncluttered sage, is the ideal attitude and conduct of life. Silence," he said, "is the cornerstone of character." Learn how to sit in silence. Learn how to train your ears to hear, and you will find your life begin to be refreshed and replenished and restored. You'll find a whole new paradigm of relating to the natural world. You will likely find a voice in a conversation that is yet to be heard. A conversation essential in seasons of shift and transition and change. 3, emptying. A vessel is capable of containing only to the extent that it is empty. Before something or someone can be filled with renewal, it must first be empty of that which no longer serves us, nourishes us, or influences our happiness. There are times when a vessel, times when a person has to be emptied out. It's called catharsis. If it is to receive the fresh filling of blessings. This also includes the emptying of events, experiences, memories, and wounds that block us and keep us bound, prisoners of what was. Not enough just to stop the leak, put a Band-Aid on the wound. Rather, it is in the emptying of self, mind, body, and spirit that we will find our health and our healing. When we find our places in moments of silence, ears tuned to the listening, emptying ourselves of excessive garbage, of our minds, ourselves, are we fully accessible to fulfill the true process the Creator has for us. When there's clutter in the room, the space just feels cramped, overwhelming, confining, and stifling. So it is with ourselves and others, and of course the natural world. It's difficult and challenging, much less observe, when our minds and personal spaces are full of noise and clutter. So today I admonish you, find yourself a mental broom, a spiritual dustpan, a sacred trash can, and sweep and clean and remove the trash and the debris and dust from your existence and your reality. Your eyes will be opened immediately, and your ability to see the truth will be clearer than ever before in your existence of life. Your vision will increase exponentially, and your ability to observe becomes stronger, more efficient, and laser focused. Which brings us then to the part of seeing. Ears to hear, eyes to see, such a sacred gift from the Creator of all things. It is in the silence, the listening, and the emptying the mental and spiritual clutter from the room are we then able to begin to see, and see clearly. See what is right in front of us. See perhaps what we've not seen for too long. See what we may have missed or may have been missing. Our sight is a precious gift, a priceless gift, for without it, life becomes challenging at best. Sight, not just in the physical sense, but our intuitive spiritual sight as well. And that is the sight that I speak about now. There's a certain irony that our sight can also blind us, as does the noise can deafen us. That comes from looking at the wrong things, looking at things that do not bring us peace and serenity, and make us spiritually whole and strong, or makes us happy. Today's news for the latest horror movie is a substantial example for that. But as we speak about change and transition and moving forward to the fall equinox and the directional movement of the medicine wheel, we have an opportunity to experience change and shift within ourselves. When sitting in silence, finding our safe and quiet places in moments when our ears are open and receptive to hear, when we've emptied out the clutter from the rooms of our existence, only then are we able to remove the blindfold and truly see. We see the morning sun in a new way as it brings us the bright promise of another day of life. And we see the wind whispering through the tree branches and the leaves waving. It speaks to us. We see the right, full life of nature. We see the deer, we see the bird people, we see the fireflies in the forest long after the butterflies have settled for sleep in the evening. We see, and often we see things we've never seen before. But we see not through human eyes, but through the eyes of spirit in the great mystery, Wakantaka. It is in that vision then that we begin to see Creator and all of the rich blessings and the great love that are freely bestowed upon us as a matter of grace. The Big Black Book speaks about this as well, where it says, "It is written that eyes have not seen nor ear heard the things which Creator has prepared for those who love Him." The blinders fall in tatters, our eyes fully open, wide open. We begin to see, and we see what is the pure beauty of all of creation. We begin to see divinity in all things and all people. We begin to see the heart of Creator. We begin to see truth. And once done, it is a truth that will indeed set us free. We've all played the child's game, hide and seek. But in this scenario, our eyes are no longer covered, hidden, and blindfolded from the view. Things are no longer through the eyes of human. Through the eyes of spirit, we all can see, and we can see all things. So remove the blinders, and a whole new world, a whole new reality, a whole new paradigm, a clearer vision, and a newer reality awaits you. And that, my relatives, is an exhilarating and an astonishing view. And it's yours to behold. Then pay attention. How often in life do we miss something just because we're not paying attention? Life and nature's subtle nuances are going on like spotlights in the night all around us in any given moment in time. It's not enough just to enter the silence, open our ears to listen and hear, and empty life's clutter, clear our eyes to see. We must find a space free of distraction and detour and pay attention to those small but oh so important nuances of change and shift. Pay attention to the small details, the spots on a fawn's back, changes in the earth and nature and in the natural world, faces in the clouds of rain and storms and shadows reflected from the setting sun, falls influx of migrating butterflies, which by the very essence of their own unique medicine signals seasons of transition and change. It's so easy to miss those details when we're not paying attention. Like all of the other pieces, paying attention requires discipline. The discipline of mind and the discipline of spirit. But the reward of such is highly favored and oh so deeply desired. It is in the small nuances and details of life and nature that we will find ourselves subtly surprised by life and nature's hidden secrets and mysteries and gems, all revealed in the process of silencing, listening, emptying, seeing, and pay attention. We risk it all if we're not paying attention. And who, if any, wants to miss a thing? An open heart and an open mind. A closed window maintains the darkness and blocks the truth and the revelation of the light. The closed door of the lodge clings to the clutter within and keeps truth and wisdom at bay outside, just beyond the threshold of entry and enlightenment. A closed and an empty table refutes the banquet that is already prepared before us, and we dine and eat alone. And so it is with the heart and mind. A closed heart, a closed mind repels the light from entering the realities of your heart. A closed heart and mind resist the enlightenment available through that open door. An empty table will eventually lead to starvation and deprivation of heart, spirit, and mind. In all things, we must remain open if we are to become conscientious observers of the universe and all that dwells within it. At this point in our development, our space is silent. Our ears are listening. Our eyes are open and opened wide, and we are seeing more clearly. Life's extraneous debris no longer clutters our mind and place. And our paying attention is revealing much of what has remained hidden through many of life's cycles. And then an open heart, an open mind pulls back the curtain to reveal a life of magic and miracles and mystery that we have yet to experience and likely cannot even imagine. Our whole outlook on life changes, and our respect and appreciation of the Creator's handiwork begins to sink deep within our hearts and our minds like droplets of beauty and wholeness. We move from experiencing life in black and white to a world bursting with vivid color and joy. Like the previous pieces of the puzzle, maintaining an open heart and an open mind likewise requires great discipline and practice. For the things of life creep in, anger occasionally greets us, unpleasant people invade our sacred spaces, and circumstances beyond our liking fill the corners of our heart and mind, and we shut it down. We close it off and retreat to those safer chambers of self and isolation. And we then become cold and numb in the harshness of closed spaces of heart and mind. When this happens, all our work and all our efforts, all our discipline, practice, and persistence stops, and we begin a slow and lonely death, at least in regards of our spirit connection. You see, it is in the hands of Creator that we will find the keys to the locks and bonds that keep us closed when we so desperately desire and yearn to be free. It is in the voice of the Creator that the locks and chains of a closed heart and mind fall away. As we release the bondage and open our heart, open our mind, we will experience true freedom. And another piece of the puzzle will find its place within its foundation. So in this practice, in this process, learn the vitalness of maintaining an open heart and an open mind, for it is truly the pathway to the divine. And lastly, speak sincere prayers. Speak sincere prayers. As in all things and in every aspect of a life lived and walked in a sacred manner, prayer is at the center of it all. It is in and through our sincere prayers that revelation is discovered, wisdom is seen, and truth is heard. Direction is realized, and purpose is understood, and people are healed as prophecy is fulfilled. Like a healthy conversation with a dear friend, prayer connects us and ushers us into the presence of the Creator, the great mystery. where we are invited to sit together and speak with one another, listen to one another, and elevate and ascend to a higher level of experience and frequency. That's the miracle of prayer. Prayer will fill the silence with more than just noise. Prayer will open our hearts, our ears, to listen, and keep them open in the ongoing dialogue with the divine.